India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended Pongal celebrations in New Delhi. Pongal is a multi-day Hindu harvest festival celebrated in South India. It is observed in the month of Thai according to the Tamil solar calendar and usually falls on the 14th or 15th of January. Speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister highlighted the importance of millets and how it is helping millions of farmers.
हमारे बहुत सारे नौजवान मिलेट्स श्री अन्न को लेकर नए स्टार्टअप शुरू कर रहे हैं और ये स्टार्टअप्स आज बहुत पॉपुलर हो रहे हैं। श्री अन्न के उत्पादन से हमारे देश के 3 करोड़ से अधिक छोटे किसान जुड़े हुए हैं। हम श्री अन्न को प्रमोट करते हैं तो सीधे सीधे ये 3 करोड़ किसानों का भला होता है।
India's Prime Minister also said that the traditional kolam made by Tamil women during Pongal represents the diversity of our nation.
पोंगल के अवसर पर तमिल महिलाएं अपने घर के बाहर कोलम बनाती है। सबसे पहले वो आटे का इस्तेमाल करके जमीन पर कई डॉट्स बनाती है और एक बार जब सारे डॉट्स बन जाते हैं तो हर एक का एक अलग महत्व होता है। ये तस्वीर ही मन लुभाने वाली होती है, लेकिन कॉलम का असली रूप तब और वैभवशाली हो जाता है जब ये सभी डॉट्स मिला दिए जाते हैं और बड़ी कलाकृति बनाकर इसमें रंग भरा जाता है। हमारा देश और उसकी विविधता भी कोलम के जैसी है।
On the auspicious occasion of Pongal, India's Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, Dr. L. Murugan, greeted fellow countrymen.
तमिल फेस्टिवल है, ये पोंगल फेस्टिवल है। हम मकर संक्रांति नाम से पूरा देश हम सेलिब्रेट करेंगे। ये सारे देश में हम हमारा किसान के लिए सम्मान देने के लिए, हमारा कृषि के लिए सम्मान देने के लिए ये फेस्टिवल हम बनते। इस फेस्टिवल बनने सारे देश में हमारा भाई बहन सबको पोंगल मकर संक्रांति के लिए मेरा हृदय से ये शुभकामनाएं।
Ahead of the upcoming consecration of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya on 22nd of Jan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has initiated the Clean Temple campaign, aiming to make the holy city pristine. Prime Minister called upon citizens to unite in making Ayodhya the cleanest city in India. He urged people nationwide to kick off a cleanliness campaign at smaller pilgrim sites starting from Sunday and continuing till 22nd of Jan. Prime Minister also participated in the Swachhata Abhiyan initiative at the Kalaram Temple in Nasik in Maharashtra on Friday and cleaned the temple floor using a mop and bucket.
कालाराम मंदिर में दर्शन करने का, मंदिर परिसर में सफाई करने का सौभाग्य मिला है। मैं देशवासियों से फिर अपना आग्रह दोहराऊंगा कि राम मंदिर में प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के पावन अवसर के निमित्त देश के सभी मंदिरों में, सभी तीर्थ क्षेत्रों में स्वच्छता अभियान चलाएं, अपना श्रमदान।
The special cleanliness drive has started with full swing in India's Ayodhya from Sunday to continue until 22nd of Jan. DD India correspondent Nikhil Singh has inputs from the holy city of Ayodhya.
After the appeal from Prime Minister Narendra Modi to keep the temples and the pilgrimages clean, a special drive in Ayodhya city has also started, and you can see that this road leads to the famous Hanumangadi temple, and this road has been cleaned is being cleaned every half an hour, and this cleanliness work has started in the early wee hours, you can say around 4 o'clock in the morning. The cleanliness workers started their job as early as 4 o'clock in this morning, and every nook and corner of the holy city is being made to glitter. The best part is that the people of the holy city are taking this initiative one step forward and are not only actively participating in the drive, but they are also making the devotees aware of this cleanliness campaign. The saints and pujaris, on the other hand, are making special efforts to keep their temples clean after the urge from PM Modi to make Ayodhya the cleanest pilgrimage. And one more important thing is that this is the behavioral change, the change in the behavior which we can see that people are adopting, that not to loiter around, not to make the things dirty, and to take this cleanliness drive one step forward. With cameraman Yogesh Tiwari, this is Nikhil Singh reporting from Ayodhya for DD India.
Well, a special campaign for cleanliness in temples and pilgrim sites have started in Ayodhya with great fervor. The staff of the Municipal Corporation of Ayodhya started as early as 4 in the morning, cleaning every nook and corner, with locals participating in the drive with greater enthusiasm as the consecration ceremony day approaches closer. India's Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan also carried out a cleanliness drive at his hometown in the eastern Indian state of Odisha. Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Pushkar Singh Dhami, also participated in a cleanliness drive at the world-famous Kechi Dam in the serene atmosphere of Nainital district. Chief Minister of the Central State of Madhya Pradesh, Dr. Mohan Yadav, visited Mahakal Temple in Ujjain and offered services in the temple premises. The cleanliness drive has been initiated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and we've seen various leaders take the message forward and get themselves involved in the cleanliness drive across temples and pilgrim sites. Launching a week-long Swachhata drive, BJP President JP Nadda offered Shramdhan at Guru Ravidas Mandir in Karol Bagh in New Delhi on the occasion of Pran Pratishtha of Ram Lalla. Chief Minister of Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, participated in the cleanliness drive in Ayodhya. This was as part of the Swachhata Abhiyan ahead of the Pran Pratishtha ceremony of Lord Ram Temple in India's Ayodhya. The Chief Minister also flagged off municipal corporation trucks in the holy city. Under the Swachh Tirath campaign, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde visited the Sri Hanuman temple at Dahisar in Mumbai and cleaned up the temple campus. Speaking on the occasion, the Chief Minister said this: as per the appeal of Prime Minister Modi, a cleanliness drive has now been started in all temples and localities in the state. The Mumbai Trans-Harbour Link, also known as the Atal Setu, linking Mumbai with Navi Mumbai, opened the doors for commuters to use it in full swing over the weekend. The longest sea bridge of India reduces the distance between Mumbai and Navi Mumbai from several hours to around 22 to 30 minutes. DD India's Shama Mishra has the latest from the Trans-Harbour Link.
It's the second day after the inauguration of the Atal Setu, also popularly known as the MTHL, Mumbai Trans-Harbour Link, and people are really enjoying this particular bridge, the experience of traveling. We have some commuters with us. Let's try and talk to them. How was your experience? Which side are you traveling from?
Okay, so we are basically from Navi Mumbai, Kharghar, and we are traveling from there. So as we entered, it was a very scenic way because there was mountain, and we could see everyone was in the service lane and taking the photographs itself. So yeah, it was a quite good time having here, and right now we are heading towards the Kolaba itself.
Okay. You know, this cuts down the time from Mumbai to Navi Mumbai and likewise to just 22 minutes. How would you say this will help in boosting the other economic activities?
Other economic activities, if you say like the businessmen who are daily communicating from Mumbai to JNPT, it would be very comfortable for them. It will save their time. Earlier they used to travel 2 hours and used to spend 2 hours of time and reach here, but now it is just 20 minutes. So I think it would be beneficial for them. And even if you see the trucks and all traffic will be diverted this side, so maybe it would be comfortable for the transport for them also.
Correct.
Less petrol would be consumed for that.
Yeah. So correct, you know, the traffic would be soon getting diverted, and this will also help in ease of congestion in the other roads as well. So we understand that more than 8,000 vehicles have already traveled in the 12 hours on the first day, and we'll understand how many more vehicles have traveled on the second day. With camera person Jitesh Rathod, this is Shama Mishra for DD India, Mumbai.
India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is visiting Iran on the 14th and 15th of Jan as per an ongoing high-level exchange between the two sides. India's External Affairs Minister will be meeting the Foreign Minister of Iran, Dr. Hossein Amir Abdollahian, and will hold discussions on bilateral, regional, along with global issues. Political cooperation, connectivity initiatives, and strong people-to-people ties will also constitute another important aspect of the agenda. Still to come on DD India News Hour. India donates vehicles to Uganda ahead of the NAM summit. Railways modify train schedules for Ayodhya ahead of the Ram Temple consecration. Technology and artificial intelligence steps in to deal with mental health problems.
This is Dashrath Mahal or Dashrath Palace, which is thought to have served the home of Lord Rama in his younger days and also served as a capital of King Dashrath.
राम राज्य पूर्णतः 22 जनवरी को वापस आ रहा है। हम लोगों में एकदम हर्ष उल्लास है। जय श्री राम। पूरी अयोध्या मानो दुल्हन की तरह सज गई है।
राम राज्य के दर्शन करने सब राज आएगा। ये पृथ्वी का ना राजा राम जी है।
अयोध्या में राम जी का भव्य मंदिर, दिव्य मंदिर बन रहा है। ये हमारे स्वाभिमान का प्रतीक है।
Iconic Ram Ki Pedi or the series of ghats on the bank of much revered river Saryu.
राम जी का राज्य था, राम जी का राज्य है, राम जी का राज्य रहेगा।
You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Anil Thomas. 2024 marks a significant milestone in the history of Indian Meteorological Department as it proudly celebrates 150 years of dedicated service to the nation. Tapash Bhattacharya is in conversation with the DG of IMD, Dr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra, and he discusses various facets of the organization.
Since 1875, India Meteorology Department has played a crucial role in taking the country forward. And in their 150-year of journey, they have achieved numerous milestones. I have with me the Director General of IMD, Dr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra, to talk about this amazing journey, sir. It's been 150 years and a lot has happened in this journey. Tell us from the start, 1875 when it started, till 2023, how's the journey you see, the way you see, and how now the world perceives India as a major force in weather department?
Yeah, you correctly told. Since 1875,
It has been a remarkable journey of 150 years. It has passed through many happenings. And basically, being a scientific department, there has been a number of science and technology interventions. While in the beginning phase, from 1875 to 1947, we went on improving our surface-based observational network, and gradually during World War I and II, the upper-air observations with balloons and sensors. After independence, there was accelerated progress of India Meteorological Department, and the first major breakthrough came after independence with the launching of radar, starting with Kolkata, Dum Airport, and then Safdarjung here. Then in 1960, we came up with the application of the satellite technology when US launched TIRUS-1. Then in 1974, the geostationary satellites. In 1980 to 83, Indian Space Research Organizations contributed the INSAT series of satellites, and which became operational in IMD by the end of 83, and in 84, completely operational, which provided every half an hour pictures and other data from all the remote corners, not only within the country, from the entire globe. And that was a major breakthrough for continuous monitoring and detection of all types of severe weather events.
Tell us how India Meteorology Department is now being, hosted, and they're providing information to the world.
Yeah, it has been a global achievement. India has been recognized as a global leader. It's mainly because of three reasons. One is the science innovation. As I explained to you, there are many science innovations from India Meteorology Department contributing to the global science of meteorology. Second one has been technology innovation. I just remember the India Hut. In the very preliminary era, India Hut, that is a chamber where you will put the thermometer to record the temperature of the day. And from that day, now you have come up with thermistors and satellite-based temperature measurements, etc. So that is the process by which India has contributed towards the innovation of the technology. We have come with radar technology. Everywhere there has been indigenous development in the line with Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now, considering all this capability, the role of global scenario for the India has improved a lot. We are working for the global community, but in recent time, in the line of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, you will find that India's role has been manifold increased. We are providing forecast, warning, advisory services, and capacity building to all the countries in South Asia, Southeast Asia, Middle East, Asia-Pacific countries.
I want to know how many countries we are actually catering to. You mentioned Southeast Asia, but how many countries we are catering directly?
Yeah, directly, if you just look at for cyclone forecast, we provide 13 countries directly. Every day, information goes to all the countries in Bay of Bengal Arabian Sea region. For severe weather forecast guidance, we provide 9 countries, starting with all the countries in the South Asia and nearby Southeast Asia.
And also to the Western world?
Yes, certainly. The scientific innovations, the collaboration with the Western world explains, understands the science of meteorology. We have work together, even with the USA, with Japan, with UK, ECMWF, that is European centers. We work together. We have got the collaborations with Australia. So we work together.
That's why the whole El Nino and all this in prediction, the models based, they take information from IMD, right?
That's right. IMD is one of the centers which provides the forecast of global processes like El Nino, Southern Oscillations, Indian Ocean dipoles, Mediterranean oscillations, etc. And we are a partner in the global data processing and forecasting system.
Right.
In climate front also, we work as a regional climate center. Just like in weather, we work as a regional specialized meteorological center. In the Regional Climate Center, we provide the climate forecast for the region in terms of every season. Not only that, in Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, we have got Center for Climate Change Research, where we run Earth System Model. So in Ministry of Earth Sciences, all these organizations work together. While we provide the annual climate statement about the detection of climate during past 100 years or so, every year we update it. The IITM provides the projection, what will happen to the climate by 2050 or 2100.
Now I need to ask you, the world is talking about AI, artificial intelligence. How is IMD going about it? And you guys are working with the other stakeholders to take AI in your forecasting model?
Yeah, you are correct. IMD is such an organization, it has adopted the new technology whenever it has come up in the world and in the country. Be it information communication, or be it modeling capacity, or be it observational technology. So in line with that, as in the recent time, there is intervention by the AIML. We have formed an expert group within IMD to carry out research and develop the application tools based on artificial intelligence. At the same time, Minister of Arts Science also has developed one expert group. At the same time, we also went for collaboration. We have the collaboration with Indian Institute of Technology, with IIIT, with NITs, with academic R&D institutes, and we are carrying out collaborative research to develop and apply the AI-based tools and techniques.
Right.
Already in certain areas, it is going to be experimentally applied for that purpose. And I am sure the AI-ML is the go of the day. It can be applied to develop various tools, not only to forecast for a few hours, that is short-range forecast, very few hours, but also for next few days or the months or seasons also. At the same time, AI-ML can be utilized for various socio-economic applications. For example, we are providing forecast for a block, rainfall forecast, temperature forecast for a block. But if a farmer wants forecast in his field or in his village, that is not possible with the existing observational network. But AI-ML can do the data processing, and that is possible, and people are working towards that direction. Similarly, the urban sector, power sector, health sector, hydrology sector, environment, agriculture, transport, everywhere we can see that.
Are we getting all the information into a single platform? Like, for instance, a lot of apps are there, but can we get all the information, let's say on a mobile, and, an app which can, provide all the information on your 150 years? Are you guys coming up with something?
Yes, you are correct. That we have different mobile apps like Mausam, Megdood, Damini, etc. for different purposes. And now we have decided that yes, we should bring out a single mobile app where every information should be provided. It should be provided to each and every person anywhere in India. So the concept of Har Har Mausam, Har Ghar Mausam, we are launching a new mobile app in the coming 15th January.
I need to ask you this. In the present era, like in the last 7-8 years, we have seen how Modi government has transformed the whole way weather forecasting is done. How do you see this? Earlier people used to be in silos, they work in silos. Now information is disseminated to the common man.
Yeah, you are right. Earlier, people worked like vertical towers. If you just remember any multiplex where there will be vertical towers, there is no interaction between two towers. Yeah. So when I took over, we formed the functional groups. That is horizontal connectivity among the vertical towers. So in the policy intervention, as you told, in the present government, there is connectivity among the various scientific organizations. There is exchange of information among scientific organizations. And similarly, within Ministry of Arts Sciences, all the organizations like IITM, NSMRWF, INCOIS, IMD work together in an art system science concept. Right. So with that, within IMD, within Ministry of Arts Science, and within Government of India, various scientific organizations, we are working together to further improve our capacity, our knowledge base, and also to utilize all the infrastructures together and provide service to the country.
Much appreciate your time. So that was the Director General of IMD, Dr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra, telling us that the way the IMD has moved from 1875 to 2023, and it's playing a pivotal role in taking this new India forward. With camera person Loknath, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for TD India from Delhi.
Well, IMD going places on many fronts and looking forward to the challenges ahead. Well, moving ahead, taking forward the mutual relations a step forward in a show of support, High Commissioner of India to Uganda, Upendra Singh Rawat, on behalf of the Government of India, gifted 10 executive buses, 5 ambulances, 10 tractors and 2,664 flags and flagpoles to General Odongo, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Uganda, ahead of the NAM and G77 Plus China Summit, a gesture that was warmly welcomed by Uganda. The India-Nepal Intergovernmental Subcommittee on Trade, Transit and Cooperation to Combat Unauthorized Trade convened its latest session in Kathmandu. India's Minister of Commerce, led by an Indian delegation, which included senior officials from various ministries and the Embassy of India. Nepal's side was headed by Nepal's Ministry of Industry. The meeting aimed at bolstering trade and investment ties, and the Indian side highlighted the need for IPR regime in accordance with the provisions of the Paris Convention for encouraging FDIs. India continues to be the principal trade and investment partner for Nepal, significantly contributing to imports along with exports. As millions of people suffer from the problem of mental health and suffer silently, an Indian startup based in Mumbai has combined technology along with artificial intelligence to address this major issue and has developed an app, Hilo, that could be like a companion to all. Prime Minister mentioned about this startup on his recent Mann Ki Baat, and DD India's Dibendu Mondal spoke to InfiHeal founder Shrishti Srivastava on this. Let's listen in.
You have been one who have been working on the issue of mental health for quite some time. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during his recent Mann Ki Baat, also mentioned about your startup. I believe you're working for InfiHeal, and also you have developed an application and combined technology with mental health. So what brought you to, come up with something that talks about mental health?
That's a great question. So since a very young age, I suffered from anxiety. I was very socially awkward and introverted. And from a very young age, I had to take therapy. And when I went through that process, I found it a very rigorous and grueling process. I felt like technology could have made it easier to find a therapist and also to seek information about mental health in general. So that's what gave me this idea that if we can use generative AI and combine it with psychology, we can offer a solution that is both affordable and accessible to over 100 million Indians suffering from acute and chronic mental health conditions.
How did you combine technology with mental health? What was the work behind this? What challenges did you face initially, and tell us more about your app, your organization, briefly.
Sure. So we've built the world's most advanced AI coach for mental health. Now, what the main premise for this was that a lot of people are actually comfortable accessing mental health care if it's on their mobile, where nobody gets to know that they are accessing this, right? So anonymity is a key feature that is embedded in our system. And then we realized that why not give people a platform where if there's no human on the other side, you're basically just, venting, and it's kind of like a journal, but a more guided kind of a journal that you can talk to, which can help you introspect. So with that came the idea of Hilo. And when the generative AI revolution happened, when ChatGPT came out, we realized that a lot more was possible technologically.
Your app, is it completely free? How does it work? Like you connect to the psychologist? How does that work? If you could briefly tell us for the benefit of our viewers.
Surely. So the app itself is free. You can access it any time of the day, and you can use it as much as you want. But if you want to match yourself to a therapist, a real human therapist, that's of course chargeable. So you can continue using our app for advice, for venting, for movie recommendations. You can ask Hilo to do anything to make you happy.
Your app could perhaps be a perfect place to go and talk, share their emotions and feelings. And many congratulations to you once again, Shrishti, for coming up with such a noble cause to help millions who may be suffering silently.
Well, let's now get you some special reports from Ayodhya. The Indian Railways has modified the schedule of several trains heading to the city of Ayodhya in the North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, seeing to the growing demand from devotees eager to visit the temple town ahead of the consecration ceremony of Ram Lala idol at the Grand Ram Temple on Jan 22nd. India's Minister of State for Railways, Darshana Chardosh, shared a list of trains along with their schedules. Here's a complete list of trains heading to Ayodhya. The Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra is being undertaken across India with the aim to inform people about government welfare measures by ensuring that their benefits reach the targeted beneficiaries in a time-bound manner. India's development drive of Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra concluded in the village of Anghara of the Indian state of Chhattisgarh. The goal of the initiative is to raise awareness of government welfare programs throughout India by making sure that every citizen of India knows the government policies. Various types of camps of different departments also organized in the event for the villagers' welfare. Still to come on DD India News Hour. US and UK carry out airstrikes against Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen. All Ecuador prison staff held hostage by inmates now free.
Wherever news breaks, whatever it takes.
Connecting corners, cutting across continents.
Stories that matter from across the globe.
Accurate, authentic journalism that serves you right. From politics to glamour, from sports to world affairs, with a fusion of aesthetics and substance. Introducing news in a new avatar. Experience the world through a new lens. Stay tuned to DD India for an exciting journey beyond borders.
You're watching DD India News Hour. I am Anil Thomas. Moving on, Israel marked 100 days since the Hamas deadly October 7th attacks on Sunday. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel won't stop fighting until victory in Gaza. Hamas rampaged through communities in southern Israel in October last year, during which Israel says 1,200 people were killed and over 240 people were taken hostage.
Israel on Sunday marked 100 days since the Hamas's deadly October 7 attack. Israel has vowed to press ahead with its ground operations to combat Hamas as the conflict approaches the 100-day mark. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that ICJ won't stop Israel fighting until victory in Gaza.
We today mark 100 days of war, 100 days since the terrible days on which our citizens were slaughtered and kidnapped. We are continuing to the war to its conclusion, to total victory until we have achieved all our objectives. The elimination of Hamas, the return of all our hostages, and the guarantee that Gaza will never again pose a threat to Israel.
Thousands of Israelis took to the streets of Tel Aviv on Saturday, demanding the government to work on the safe return of the remaining hostages.
It's not 100 days. It's a long time for young people, old people, ill people to be there in jail under the ground. It's not normal. And we are calling everybody who can do something to bring them back.
On the international side, French President Emmanuel Macron called on negotiations for the release of hostages taken by Hamas on October 7. In a video message, Macron said that France does not abandon its children, referring to the French citizens still in captivity.
Cela fait 100 jours aujourd'hui, 100 jours.
It's been 100 days today, 100 days. France does not abandon its children. This is why negotiations for their release must be resumed again and again. Never give in, never give up, because we do not and will not accept any sacrifice. So we are going to do everything, and you can count on me to bring them all home with you.
Israel is planning a huge addition to its defense budget as part of a build-up designed to cover its needs for years to come. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel is aiming to become independent in military manufacturing sector.
I instructed that in 8 weeks, a special committee that we will create with the involvement of people from the Defense Ministry and the Foreign Ministry and some others who will join in, will also give us their plan as to the huge additional for the coming years in order to create that independence in force build-up and in other things that are necessary to ensure our security in the coming years.
Meanwhile, Israel has accused Hamas on Saturday of planning to attack its embassy in Sweden. According to Israel, the attack is part of an expansion plan by Hamas in Europe.
The continuous airstrikes launched by the United States and Britain on Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen from Friday to Saturday. The strikes came in response to the recent attacks, especially by the Houthis in the Red Sea. Local media reports say that the US-led coalition conducted another airstrike targeting a key Houthi-controlled naval base near the Red Sea port city of Hodeidah on Saturday evening. Amid escalated security crisis in the South American country Ecuador, nearly 40 prison staff have been freed on Saturday evening. The hostages include guards and administrative staffers who were held by armed inmates. The release was praised by President Daniel Noboa, who plans to investigate those responsible for the hostage-taking. The security crisis in Ecuador has escalated with incidents like armed confrontations and kidnapping of police officers. Republican presidential candidate and former United Nations ambassador Nikki Haley was out in Iowa for the final campaigning ahead of the first nomination contest for 2024 U.S. presidential election. Haley made a campaign stop in the Iowa city where she rallied supporters pledging military aid to Israel and Ukraine if she became president. She also said she will crack down on illegal immigration and close the borders if she got into the White House.
Russia said once they take Ukraine, Poland and the Baltics are next. Those are NATO countries. That puts America at war. This is about preventing war. It's always been about preventing war. That's why we should give Ukraine the equipment and ammunition they need to win. Russia has hit rock bottom. We know that.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump cancelled 2 rallies in Iowa on Saturday, citing bad weather. However, he made an appearance in the state for a small gathering with captains and supporters. 2 days before the Iowa Republican caucus that kicks off the party's presidential nomination race, in a conversation with Iowa Attorney General Brenna Byrd, Trump took aim at his 2024 opponent Nikki Haley, accusing her of being a globalist influenced by high donor interests.
Nikki is a person that's getting a lot of her money from globalists, and globalists are not good for our country. They're not good for us. I know Nikki very well. She was my ambassador to the United Nations, and she had a lot of weakness.
U.S. Republican presidential nomination Ron DeSantis on Saturday said his rivals were running with other agendas in mind and asserted himself as the only nominee concerned over issues his supporters and their families faced. Speaking to a packed house of supporters in Iowa, DeSantis said that the former U.S. President Donald Trump was campaigning for his issues, while former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley was running for the donors' issue.
Donald Trump is running for his issues. Haley's running for the donors' issues. I'm running for your issues, your family's issues, and solely to turn this country around. No one else running except me has delivered on 100% of their promises.
U.S. climate envoy John Kerry is going to leave the administration later this winter and will help U.S. President Joe Biden's election campaign. Kerry, who is a former U.S. Secretary of State, informed his staff earlier on Saturday after having discussions with Biden earlier this week. President Joe Biden departed Washington, D.C. for a weekend retreat at Camp David on Saturday morning as he faces challenges from Iran and China on the international stage. President Joe Biden said on Saturday the United States had delivered a private message to Iran about Iran-backed Houthis' response for attacking commercial shipping in the Red Sea. Biden told reporters at the White House before departing to the Camp David presidential retreat for the weekend. Biden also said that the United States does not support the independence of Taiwan after Taiwanese voters rebuffed China and gave the ruling party a third presidential term. Howling winds, heavy snow and frigid air have hit most parts of the world. Northern India experiencing a severe, prolonged cold wave that has thrown normal life out of gear. United States is also grappling with the harsh weather condition and flood situation. And severe winter weather is gripping parts of Japan. DD India's Aman Kumar Himanshu has the latest.
Around the world with extreme cold and snowstorms. India's capital Delhi recorded its coldest morning this winter season, with the minimum temperature dropping to 3.5 degrees Celsius. A blanket of fog enveloped over North India, bringing down visibility and affecting movement on Sunday morning. India Meteorological Department stated that the parts of northern India will continue to witness dense to very dense fog conditions till Monday. North America is also facing the wrath of harsh weather. A blast of frigid air from the Arctic hit Western Canada, bringing temperature to a record low in many regions. Western Canadian province Alberta recorded the lowest temperature of -46 degrees Celsius.
All that cold in the west is principally from what is coming from, maybe began in Siberia, came over into the Northwest Territories and is now flooding down to Canada and going down really even to Texas, has cooled off many parts of western United States.
United States is also grappling with harsh weather conditions. Winter storm brought snow, ice and high winds to part of the US Midwest and Pacific Northwest. Meanwhile, heavy rains and coastal floods on Saturday affected various cities on the US East Coast, leaving vehicles partially submerged. In South America, 2 people dead as heavy rains lashed southeastern Brazil's Sao Paulo state since Monday. Rain and windstorms damaged trees, flooded streets, and caused power outages in many parts of the state. Severe winter weather is gripping parts of Japan that were struck by a devastating earthquake on New Year's Day. Authorities warned rain and snow may raise the risk of mudslides as the ground has been loosened by the quake and more recent tremors. The Japan Meteorological Agency has urged people to stay vigilant against tremors for about the next 30 days. Indonesia's Marapi volcano erupted on Sunday, spewing ash some 1.3 kilometers into the sky just a month after a previous eruption killed at least 20 people. Nearby homes, vegetation, vehicles and tents were seen coated in a thick layer of ash from the volcano. On the other hand, Australia is facing the wrath of bushfire. Hundreds of firefighters on Sunday battled an out-of-control bushfire near Western Australia's capital Perth, prompted authorities to urge residents to flee. A high-risk bushfire season is underway in Australia due to an El Nino weather event.
With the air quality in Delhi turning severe, India's Commission for Air Quality Management, that's CAQM, has decided to invoke an 8-point action plan under Phase 3 of the Graded Response Action Plan. GRAP Stage 3 restrictions include closing down operations of stone crushers, closing down all mining and associated activities in the National Capital Region, strict ban on construction and demolition activities in the entire National Capital Region, except certain categories of projects. Strict restrictions on plying of BS3 petrol and BS4 diesel light motor vehicles will be imposed by the NCR state governments and the government of the National Territory of Delhi. This is in Delhi and alongside districts of Gurugram, Faridabad, Ghaziabad, Gautam Budh Nagar. The state governments in NCR and GNCTD may also take a decision on discontinuing physical classes in schools for children up to class 5 and conducting classes in an online mode. Well, for more on the story, we've got Dibendu Mandal on the ground joining us this evening to get us the latest. Dibendu, you're there outside. Tell us how it feels, first of all, to be outside there in the cold and the prevailing conditions there in many parts of North India and Delhi in particular.
Well, Anil, good evening. Delhi has been grappling with this problem of pollution for about 2 months now. The air quality since the last couple of days have gone down to severe level where the PM 2.5 have gone up to 400, which is in the severe category. And keeping this in mind, the Commission for Air Quality Management, that is the CAQM, have declared Delhi, have announced the GRAP stage 4 for Delhi NCR region, wherein polluting activities, for example, as you mentioned before this, the stone crushers, flying of BS3 and BS4, petrol and diesel vehicles will be banned in the Delhi NCR region. Even diesel gensets, when GRAP 3, stage 3 is implemented, even diesel gensets are banned in the National Capital Region. But having said this, why this pollution level have suddenly peaked is because of the lesser western disturbances that has been witnessed on the northern and the Indo-Gangetic plain. It's what the Indian Meteorological Department have been saying. There have been very less western disturbance and very less snowfall in the upper Himalayan region also, which is the reason, the fog, the low-lying fog is settling at a lower level and trapping the pollutants and not letting it dissipate into the atmosphere, which is why the pollution level have been increasing despite, it being January now. But having said this, unless it rains in Delhi and in the upper parts of the northern plains as well as in the Himalayan region, the pollution level will remain in the severe category. But also the temperatures in Delhi NCR is going to remain under a very cold wave condition for the next couple of days. The IMD has also issued a red alert for the entire northern plain as well as, in fact, for the Indo-Gangetic plain as well as for the upper reaches of northern India. Delhi today recorded one of the coldest morning and one of the foggiest morning, if I may say so, because visibility was almost zero this morning and many flights, trains had to be cancelled or diverted to different stations. So Delhi has been grappling with this entire issue of cold as well as pollution for the last couple of days.
Okay, you take good care of yourself and come back back to the newsroom as quickly as possible. Protect yourself well. We're going to come back for more updates across the evening. Still to come on DD India News Hour. Virat returns to Indore dressing room as India look to wrap up T20 series against Afghanistan.
Voice of a rising aspirational world. Stories of challenges, struggles and accomplishment. A world battling conflict, hunger and poverty. Embracing growth, development, science and technology. A voice of progress, a voice of unity. Watch Voice of the Global South with me, Akshay Dongre, only on DD India.
You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Anil Thomas. Time now to get you all updates from the world of sports. Starting first up with cricket. Rohit Sharma-led Indian cricket team will face Afghanistan in the second T20 international match in the central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh in Indore city. India will be eyeing to seal the series with another victory with Rohit Sharma's captaincy, as the veteran will play his 150th T20 international match on Sunday. He will be the first player to achieve the milestone on Sunday. Afghanistan, on the other hand, will leave no stone unturned in bouncing back to level the series to take it to the decider. It will also be Virat Kohli, the first time that you'll see Virat Kohli playing T20 international after missing the first match due to personal reasons. Indian shuttlers Satvik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty lost the final match of the Malaysia Open Super 1000 tournament on Sunday. The Indian duo lost after winning the first game. The Chinese pair of Wang and Liang bounced back stronger to win 9-21, 21-18, 21-17. The Asian Games gold medalists showcased a dominant performance throughout the first game, swiftly claiming the first game in a mere 16 minutes. However, the world #1 pair from China made a swift comeback, including a return from being 3-10 down in the final set to clinch the title. But for more of the story, we got Narayan Singh joining us. Narayan, good evening. Take us through this final. It looked almost done and dusted at one point of time. But what did the Indians do wrong that the Chinese managed to crawl back?
Good evening, Anil. It was a fantastic chance for the Indian pair, the world number 2, to win their second. We talk about the 1000 Super tournament. Last year they won the Indonesian Open, which was also a 1000 Super tournament. But here it was an opportunity, as you said, that the Indian pair dominated the first game and won in a lopsided fashion. But as we know, the Chinese opponents are known for the comebacks. They did exactly same thing in the second game, and it was a back and forth game. It was looking like that here the Indian pair, who was also known for making fantastic comeback as they did in the semi-finals against the world champion South Korean pair, where they were at one point of time, it was looking like that they will lose the match. In semi-finals also they did exactly same, saved 7 game points, and they won the semi-final match. Exactly the situation was similar, but here the Satwik and Chirag did few errors, and also they looked complacent after winning the first game, and because of that we thought the game was decided and went into the third game. And because we know that how active and how calm the Chinese opponent were looking in the third game, exactly they capitalized a few errors done by the Satwik and Chirag, and they finally were there to win the title of the Super 1000 Malaysian Open, and also grabbed the crucial 10,000 ranking points, considering these points are very important as the Paris Olympics is approaching very fast. And in another context, we can say that it was also an opportunity for the Chirag and Satwik to inch closer to the #1 ranked player in the men's doubles section. And we can say that now, after losing this final, they grabbed 10,200 points. And in that sense also, we can say that throughout the tournament, the kind of badminton they played, it was good. These points will also help them to stabilize their position at the #2 in the world badminton rankings.
Okay, DD India's Narayan Singh getting us the latest on that badminton tournament that the Indian doubles duo ended up on the other side of winning. Moving on, in football, Barcelona have set up a dream Spanish club Super Cup final clash with Real Madrid on Super Sunday. The El Clasico in Saudi Arabia will be hard-fought with no dearth of action in the showpiece Super Sunday clash.
Barcelona has set up a dream Spanish Super Cup final clash with Real Madrid on Sunday after a 2-0 win over Osasuna in the semi-final. The El Clasico in Saudi Arabia will be hard-fought, and there will be no dearth of action in the summit clash. Barcelona coach Xavi Hernandez has issued a warning to his club's rival.
We need to go into the match looking to dominate, take the ball from Madrid. We need to show more than ever our DNA, our style of play. It is an ideal match. A final against Madrid is a Clasico. That gives us extra motivation. We need to show our best soccer.
However, Real Madrid could come out on top given their incredible consistency and ability to conjure comebacks this season. A case in point being the semi-final. Real Madrid has beaten city rivals Atletico Madrid 5-0 in the breathtaking derby.
The team is really happy. I think we need to relax. There are still 90 minutes to win the title, and that's our objective. It's nothing new. It is in Real Madrid's DNA. This is a good lesson for the younger players who have come back.
The stakes do not get higher than this. To win the team's first silverware of the season will serve as a massive confident booster to the dressing room, fans and the management.
Well, we leave you with how Prime Minister celebrated Pongal in New Delhi amid the cultural performance. Take a look and have a great evening ahead. Well, that's all for this edition of DD India News Hour, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, and also Instagram. You can visit our website, that's ddindia.co.in. We're going to be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Anil Thomas. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour.